Okay, the relic's in the middle of the battlefield, so without further ado, we shall begin the Strategy Test Batrep. Okay, so now we're rolling for a night fighting. If I roll a 4 or better, the night fighting rules are in effect for game turn 1. Yes, the night fighting rules are in effect for game turn 1. After that, it'll be normal. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are rolling to see if the Eldar can steal the initiative. Let's do it. Nope, they rolled a 5, so nice try. Okay, so according to Eldrad Ulthran's special rules, his divination ability allows me to reposition D3+1 units. So let's do it. So I only reposition 1 unit. Basically, I can move a unit of my choice 6 inches. Note that it may not take me outside of my deployment zone. Well, guess it really doesn't matter. So I'm just going to leave them as they are because there's no point. Let's begin. Okay, so here we are at the end of Orc turn 1. We'll start with movement. The battle wagon over here with the zap gun tried to move through difficult terrain. It rolled a 1 on its dangerous terrain test and it suffered an immobilized result, so it's not able to move the rest of the game. The 30 strong orc mob over here moved a total of 9 inches. 6 inches of movement plus 3 inches for running because they didn't decide not to shoot. The truck with Ghazghkull squad in it made a difficult terrain test so it can get there, and it passed, so we moved up. Then it fired its big shooter at the Avatar of Cain, inflicting a wound on it. In addition, the 6 strong Luda squad also fired the Avatar, inflicting another wound on it, firing 1 shot apiece. And last but not least, the battle wagon with kill cannon landed a shot right on top of the Avatar, landed on target, killing 5 guardians, but the Avatar made his save. Oh wait, Ludus inflicted 2 wounds on the Avatar, not 1. I apologize. The Death Copters over here moved 12 inches forward. They fired their custom Mega Blasters at the Eldar Rangers, killing 1 of them in the process. And last but not least, the Battle Wagon with Zap Gun tried to shoot at the Falcon Grav Tank to no avail, because it rolled so poorly. Alright, so that's the end of Orc turn... Oh, I almost forgot. We also have the 10 strong squad of Orc boys. They're moving towards the objective. They're moving a total of 10 inches in the process, 6 and another 4. So they're close to the objective, but let's see how the Eldar will be able to respond to this. So we're going on to the bottom of turn 1, Eldar turn 1. Okay, so we're at the end of Eldar turn 1. Let's see what the action is. The Falcon Grav Tank moved up and attempted to shoot at the battle wagon with its pulse laser and bright lance, failing to do any damage. Over here, the Wave Serpent got on top of this hill and deployed Eldrad and the Banshee squad. The Banshee squad and Eldrad basically just laid into the Orks and slaughtered a whole bunch, and losing only 1 Banshee in the process. So combat is drawn because the Orcs are still number more than 12 models, so they're fearless for all intents and purposes. The Garageband squad up here is prepared to countercharge anything that dares attack Eldrad's squad. The Guardians, Avatar, and the Garageband squad over here moved up to prepare to take the objective, the relic, sorry. The Snipers and the Dark Reapers both attacked the Death Coptas. They only killed 1 Death Copta because they each have 2 wounds apiece. The Dire Avengers and the Avatar opened fire on the Orc mob, reducing them to 3 models, causing them to fall back. And the Fire Prism attempted to shoot at the truck that had Ghazghkull squad in it, but missed completely because of the cover save it granted. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, so here we are at the end of Orc turn 2. Let's see what happened here. The Battle Wagon again tried to shoot a Ghazghkull and cannon at the Falcon. Didn't do anything. The truck managed to get over that terrain and deployed Ghazghkull and the squad, which shot at the Dire Avengers, doing nothing. The Battle Wagon over here moved forward, shot its kill cannon at the Dire Avengers, hit the Avatar and killing it in the process, as well as one Guardian. Guardians still maintain their morale. The War Boss and his Nob decided to deploy, and they shot and charged into the Dire Avengers. The Exarch challenged the War Boss to challenge the War Boss. The War Boss accepted. The War Boss suffered a wound, but the Exarch was killed in the battle. Let's see. The Devcopters shot their custom Mega Blasters at the Rangers, killing 2 more in the process. And the 3 Orks back there passed a morale check to regroup and move forward. And last but not least, the Eludas decided to shoot the side armor of the Falcon and did no damage because there wasn't sufficient in strength. And over here, last but not least, the Assault. Eldrad and his Banshees just tore into the Orks again, killing 5 more. And Eldrad took a wound, but that's pretty much it. The Orks are still over 12 strong, so they don't have to take a morale check for losing. And that, we are at the bottom of game turn 2, the Eldar's turn 2. In addition, because the Avatar was killed by a lucky shot from the kill cannon, that does count as a first blood for the Orks, so they scored a victory point. And as of now, no one has control of the relic. So the score is 1-0. Okay, so we're at the bottom of game turn 2. The Eldar just finished their turn. Let's start with the action. First off, the Falcon dropped off the Fire Dragons, who then proceeded to decimate the Battle Wagon, killing 6 Orks in the explosion. And the Orks are going to be pretty pissed about it. And back with Eldrad's squad, they killed 2 more Ork boys in the process, but lost the Banshee because of the sheer number of attacks that Orks did. I think it was 33 attacks against them. Over here, actually 3 squads tried to take out Ghazghkull's squad. The Wave Serpent, the Dire Avengers, and the Guardians. They succeeded in killing one of the Mega Knobs, taking a wound off of Ghazghkull. Then the Avengers charged into Ghazghkull, killing another Mega Knob, and doing nothing to Ghazghkull. Ghazghkull in turn killed 2 of the Dire Avengers easily. The Fire Prism shot a focus blast at the truck, inflicting a hull point damage as well as killing the Mega Knob itself. Unfortunately, the Dire Avengers over here were wiped out in the assault by the Orks, by the Ork Knobs and the War Boss, who then consolidated 4 inches back to claim the objective. The Dark Reapers and the Rangers had little success against the Devcopters, only inflicting 1 wound against it. And that's pretty much it for Eldar turn 2, so we're going to go to the top of game turn 3 and see if the Orks can pull off a victory. Okay, so we're at the top of player turn 3. Orks went, so let's see. The Orks over here pulverized the Fire Dragons, eliminating 4 of their 6, but they passed their morale check, so combat is still drawn. Over here, Eldrad and his forces killed another 4 Orks, and Eldrad suffered another wound from a lucky attack. The Ludas wrecked the Wave Serpent. Ghazghkull annihilated the rest of the Dire Avengers and is down to 1 wound. And the Nob squad captured the relic and is starting to move back towards the table edge. The truck moved forward to provide covering fire, and the Devcopters killed one of the Dark Reapers on the hillside. So, let's move on to Eldar turn 3. Okay, so we're at the bottom of turn 3 with the Eldar. Over here, the Fire Dragons were completely annihilated by the Orc boys, who consolidated 3 inches upwards. The Falcon moved over the ruins and decided to take a shot at the battle wagon, causing no damage. The Eldrad and his squad wiped out the rest of the Orcs in the way, but lost a Banshee in the process and consolidated. The Warp Spiders finally came in from reserve and completely destroyed the Ludas. The Guardians attempted to shoot at the Knob squad, killing one more Knob in the process. And the Fire Prism caused the final kill on Ghazghkull, scoring a victory point for the Eldar by killing the enemy's Warlord. The Dark Reapers, as well as the Pathfinders, killed 2 more of the Ghazghkull, bringing the Ghazghkull count to 1, who passed his morale check. Alright, so now we're at the top of turn 4. Beginning with Orks, let's go. Okay, so we just started the top of turn 4 with Orks. The Orc squad over here moved up to try and get close to the Falcon, but failed at their run moves, so they couldn't get any closer. The Knob squad with Warboss decided to open fire and charge Eldrad and his unit, killing 2 Banshees and losing 1 Knob in the process. The Battle Wagon attempted to ram the Fire Prism, but rolled a 1 on its difficult terrain test, suffering an immobilize result instead. The truck moved forward and pinged one of the remaining Pathfinders on the cliff, beginning its cover save, so only 1 Pathfinder remains, passing his morale check. The 3 remaining Orcs in this unit decided to move up and prepare to challenge the Dark Reapers, and the Ghazghkull failed its shot, getting its hot roll, but made its armor save. And that's pretty much it for Orc turn 4. So let's move on to the Eldar. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're at the bottom of turn 4 with the Eldar. Let's see what happened. As you can see, the Falcon moved on top of the hill and decided to shoot at the side armor of the battle wagon, inflicting 2 hull points of damage. In addition, the Fire Prism also opened fire on the battle wagon, causing a glancing hit, making it lose another hull point, bringing it down to 1. The Eldar Guardian missile launcher targeted the truck and blew it up. It only rolled a 2 on the Ramshackle special roll, so it just exploded on the spot, doing no damage to anybody. The Dark Reapers on top of the hill killed the last of the Ghazghkull, and the Pathfinder Sergeant killed one of the Orc boys, but they passed their morale check. And in the combat, the Howling Banshee Exarch challenged the Orc Warboss and was killed in the process. So combat will have to continue during Orc turn 5. So that's the end of Eldar turn 4, so we're going to continue with game turn 5. This might be the last game turn, so let's see what happens. Alright, welcome to the top of Orc turn 5. The Orc boys over here made some pretty good rolls with both difficult terrain and run moves, making them closer to the assault over here that happened. Speaking of the assault, with the added aid of the Warp Spiders, they were able to completely obliterate the Orc Knobs. And they consolidated a certain number of inches. The Battle Wagon attempted to shoot at the Fire Prism with its kill cannon, but failed to do any damage. The 2 Orcs that were staying on top of the ridge were slaughtered when they tried to assault the Dark Reapers in close combat. Well, that's the end of Orc turn 5. Doesn't look good because now the relic has been dropped, and since there are no scoring units, no one gets any of the points if the game turn ends at the end of Eldar turn 5. In a bizarre turn of events, we have reached the end of game turn 5. Well, as you can see here, there is not a single Orc on the table. The Orcs have indeed been tabled, resulting in an immediate Eldar victory. The victory came down here when the Warp Spiders and Eldrad and the Howling Banshee Exarch all shot into the remaining Orc mob, killing 5 in the process. Then Eldrad and the Howling Banshee just went in and annihilated the rest with their charge attacks. The Fire Prism, combined with the Falcon Grav Tank's fire, managed to drop the Battle Wagon's last hull point, wrecking it. So, with that, since the opponent has been tabled, the Eldar scored an automatic victory because there are no Orc units left on the table. It turns out that the Orks and Eldar are very similar in assault, except that the Eldar tend to strike first because they have a higher initiative, but given the pure number of bodies that the Orcs threw at the Eldar lines, it's only natural that the Orcs would get an advantage in later assault phases. So it can really go either way depending on how you roll. As for the Warp Spiders, I would say that their timely intervention to take out the Ludas were much appreciated because the Ludas were tearing apart the Eldar forces. First by taking out the Wave Serpent, as well as, I don't know, a few other models. But all in all, I'd say that both sides did equal damage to each other in terms of points. I really thought that the Orcs had it under wraps during the third game turn when they had the objective and were starting to fall back towards their board edge. But looks like the Eldar managed to turn around for themselves. Well, Wargamers, hope you had a good time as much as I did, so I'll catch you next week, and so, yeah, VallumDominatio signing off. However, the Luda squad, blah, Talon have shuriken rifles. Sorry, shuriken catapults, I apologize.